Cole Hauser has been in the entertainment sector for the longest time, but I feel like his career truly thrives as Rip Wheeler in Yellowstone, finally making him a household name. And that's why I feel like he's one of the names who will be most upset once the series ends. Honestly, all of us will be upset for losing such an amazing character like Rip, played by such a talented actor like Hauser. Yes, it is sad to see a lot of characters go so soon, but not gonna lie, few hurts as much as Rip Wheeler. Now, I know this has been a pretty depressing entrance, as all of you guys are already mourning after Rip at this point. Hear me out though. Even though Yellowstone ends for sure and there will be no more Rip Wheeler in that context, we will get a Rip Wheeler in another context in another show very soon. In a recent interview, Cole Hauser confirmed that one of the spin-off shows that will be released after Yellowstone's ending will revolve around Rip Wheeler. He said, "I'm so focused on finishing Yellowstone the way it needs to be finished right now, well, just the show itself. We'll see where that leads. But I know that there's some stuff on the horizon when it comes to Taylor's ideas for Kelly Riley and myself and some of the other cast. I'm excited to see where he goes creatively with that. But right now, it's just, let's finish strong, let's do the best we can." We all know that there will be a sequel series taking off immediately after the Yellowstone finale, titled 2024. However, it seems like Hauser is talking about yet another series exclusively focusing on Rip and perhaps also Beth. For 2024, the talks with Matthew McConaughey continue, and yet there is little to no progress despite negotiating for months. Why? Well, because McConaughey demands a fortune to star in the series, that's why. Nevertheless, I doubt that Taylor Sheridan would completely change the trajectory of this show and make it all about Rip. Instead, I feel like he wants 2024 to be all about the future of Yellowstone land, and that's about it. In a show focusing on Rip, though, we need more than just the land. We need a lot more action scenes and, of course, a lot more romance, especially if Beth will also be included. Even if Beth wouldn't be present in the new series, we would probably focusing on Rip's mourning after her and his post-romance trauma in a way. All this to say, yes, we need a completely different show focusing exclusively on Rip and his badass nature. The reason why I'm this apprehensive about Beth's involvement in this series is Kelly Riley's previous statements on a possible spin-off series. Don't get me wrong, she never outright refused the idea of a spin-off. On the contrary, in a recent interview, she made a similar statement to Hauser's remarks. "I just care about finishing the main show with as much care and as much passion and as much love as I can muster to put into it. That's what I care about. I'm sort of prepping for that now, and that's my tunnel vision thing that I care about most. And what goes on beyond that, there are discussions, don't believe anything you read, it's just nonsense, but we're gonna, let's wait and see. I don't have an answer right now, but we'll see." Now, admittedly, Hauser's words were much more promising. Still, it is clear that there are some discussions on Rip and Beth's spin-off series behind the scenes, as both actors confirm. That being said, in her older interviews, Riley openly expressed that she's not interested in playing a character like Beth anymore. She said that even though she appreciates Beth as a character, it is a very demanding role that requires her to practice a lot as an actress. Also, she expressed that one of her biggest fears as an actress is to be typecast. Thus, she is trying her best to accept the roles that will challenge her in different ways and diversify her range. When we look at her recent performances in movies like Haunting in Venice or The Cursed, we can see clearly that she is putting in efforts to play roles that have nothing to do with Beth Dutton. Therefore, I'm very doubtful if she would be truly interested in playing Beth a little bit more, this time in a different series. Of course, usually in Hollywood, money talks, thus never say never. Still, as I said, it is more probable in my eyes to get a Rip spin-off rather than a Rip and Beth spin-off. After all, Hauser has been very vocal about how much he adores playing Rip multiple times over the years. There is no chance of him rejecting Sheridan's offer if they can reach an understanding on the payment, in my opinion. There's a single common point in both actors' interviews on a potential spin-off focusing on Rip and Beth, the fact that they need to focus on concluding Yellowstone first, and then moving on. This means that we are not likely to get more details on the upcoming spin-off series before the filming of Yellowstone finale wraps up. In other words, we will hear more about the Rip and potentially Beth spin-off series later this summer. Would you watch a Rip exclusive spin-off series? Or do you think without Beth in presence, there is no point in having a show for Rip and Rip alone? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.